So long ago, this form of art you see here was not recognised as art. The gangsters used it to mark territories. The word graffiti originates from the Latin, meaning writing or drawing, scribbling, scratching or spraying on a wall or other surface in public places. Taki 183 was recognised as one of the first graffiti artists in America. But what is graffiti?
You can view graffiti out on a continuum, starting from street art and art that can sell for high value, such as the works of Banksy, moving down to, I guess, what would be more classed as criminal damage and that kind of property.
Graffiti is a free form of media, accessible to everyone.
Graffiti is an art that hides within itself.
Graffiti has been around since ancient Greece and the Roman Empire.
Of course, we've got the famous or infamous, depending on who you're talking to, Egyptian hieroglyphs. Some other folklore stories saying they were done by ancient Egyptians.
For thousands of years, people have decorated their bodies in tattoos and body painting. Graffiti thrives here on May Lane in St Peters, Sydney. An art company called Maze allows artists from all over Sydney and around the world to showcase their skills in graffiti.
I've known Turkey for maybe 5 or 6 years. I think a lot of graffiti artists really respect him because he gives us a place to paint.
We're lucky to have places like this where we're able to express ourselves in a legitimate, safe environment.
My name is Mix, I'm a graffiti artist, I'm roughly 20.
So why do graffiti?
This is our sport, and we do it to the bone, do it from our heart. So anyone that comes along that dismisses it, we get beat down on there.
Being an artist is the best decision I've ever made in my life.
I do get a lot of paid work as well, painting work, so I get free paint sometimes, and yeah, there's a lot of benefits to actually working as a graffiti artist.
You've got the choice between picking up a spray can, picking up some crack and trying to sell it to kids.
I sometimes
Then I had a studio up there, then I met lots of people doing all sorts of great art. And as a kid, I just don't like drawings.
Melbourne's a city that kind of thrives off artistic expression. Either one of music and graffiti art can both influence each other.
I reckon Melbourne is the largest public free gallery in the world. Yeah.
Graffiti has been assimilated in other industries, such as film, body painting, tattooing. There are many graffiti styles, such as tag, throw up, stencil, and blockbuster. Is graffiti a rebel art, influenced by defiant outlaws like Ned Kelly?
One of the problems I had in the area was the police force, because a fair percentage of those were pardoned criminals. The only way they could get out of their sentence was to join the force. So you had a really bad element in there.
Graffiti was never meant to be, a happy community art thing.
Sydney graffiti is notorious for being quite rough.
On this day, we had an artist busy painting.
This wall in May Lane in St Peters is painted all the time. I do commission jobs, but mainly I work in magazines and magazine publishing.
All the art you see here has a meaning and relates to the occasion. Some of it is simple to interpret, while some of it is not so obvious. Some of it humorous and some not. When people are allowed to paint freely, they express themselves in a happy and humorous way and put out good art pieces for people to enjoy.
Really interesting. I think it's actually good artwork. That's when graffiti becomes artwork, I suppose.
This is a blockbuster, one of the largest art pieces an artist will paint. Whilst we see some good graffiti here, mostly in allocated areas, there is tagging elsewhere. People speak out about what graffiti means to them.
It's all graffiti art.
Graffiti art to the truest form. No, it's just vandalism.
This is an example of some of the decoration that's been done in Canberra Roman shopping centres.
Go get a real job, go work with your dad at the factory or some crap. It's all rubbish, man.
I love this piece and it's thought-provoking.
I live in Melbourne, but I visit Sydney quite regularly.
I think this is really stunning and I've taken several photos of it.
It's rubbish, that's all.
So the question is, can a community benefit from graffiti?
I think it's good. It takes away that trashy look.
And it's always there. And it's art for everyone to enjoy.
Graffiti can tell you a story. It can make you aware of current affairs that you may or may not be aware of.
We like this work that's done here. There's a certain degree of skill required for a creative expression to be called art.
Honestly gives the kids really a lot more positive way of showing themselves.
I really wish I could talk to them and ask them, what do these words say and what does that mean for them?
Some 3 years ago, no one would paint on these walls.
Love skateboarding, been doing it for 12 years, do it every day.
Love graffiti, I've been tagging my whole life pretty much.
Love these Maori portraits. This face is just beautiful.
It's really underestimated.
I find graffiti really interesting because it's kind of like a free form of expression.
Art is a political weapon that needs to be used carefully.
Politicians use it as a kind of election tool to win popular votes.
Some graffiti highlights current affairs. They can be quite beneficial to the community. Where and when is the beautiful graffiti not so beautiful?
Don't think very much of that graffiti. It's not very artistic and it's damaging somebody's property.
When I see graffiti, I don't like seeing it. I feel sad and I feel angry.
Accomplished artists must be serious with their work, so people can respect them, especially when it's done in a public space.
Tagging is a style of graffiti which is basically the graffiti writer's signature, and it's seen everywhere.
This sort of graffiti actually creates a negative impact on people's mentality.
I soon get sick of it.
This is nothing, it needs to be cleaned.
Young boys being killed leaning out of trains, trying to write on the side of the train.
2 young people that both lost their lives out doing graffiti. There's a harsh reality to the culture, and it's very sad.
The policing of graffiti in general is fair to the artist or the public.
People get sent to jail for it, I think that's a bit harsh.
I didn't want the youth to get the wrong idea because, you know, I ended up in trouble, as you do. And then I thought, well, what can I do to pay back society?
I've been painting trains and that for about 9 years, and then I got in trouble with the law.
I've been arrested for graffiti, had a big fine, man. It's really expensive and it's annoying. We'll just say street art, graffiti, whatever you want to call it, basically doing shit against the law.
Some graffiti artists, like Toxic, have been convicted whilst others are remanded, fined, released, or their sentence is too short. The council runs an anti-graffiti truck, and some companies employed by the council clean up graffiti in and around the city.
Take the time to try and create an image, try and create something, and take the time to do it right.
Some artists refer to graffiti cleaning as vandalising free art. Will tagging ever go?
There always will be tagging, and tagging will never go away.
We see in some areas, particular areas have been designated for graffiti artists to work in. Some authorities are looking at technology where spray cans, for example, will only operate with use of electrical power.
Do it magically with software.
We do strictly aerosol. We don't use anything really with computers apart from getting a bit of reference material. And yeah, it's pretty much stayed the same way as it was when it started.
I don't think graffiti will ever go because people want to express themselves. That's why the graffiti exists in the first place.
So what is this tagging?
Yeah, everybody tags, and then if somebody doesn't have a tag,
it's like, you know, if you're a really good guitar player and you can play so intricately, but you get a sloppy guitar player, but maybe the song's good.
It's art, and I love seeing it. The artist's intentions can easily be misinterpreted and send the wrong message, which at times can be offensive.
they have to leave tags so people know that they exist.
As you'd say, a toy. Wanted to come here and paint a beautiful piece of work, first they have to be a certain standard.
Graffiti art was being showcased at Sydney's Vivid Lights Festival, the world's top 10 ideas festival, which is a sign that it has been accepted as a form of art.
Hey, I'm James, I'm from Canberra. Hey, I'm Michael. I'm going around and promoting local and international graffiti artists, as you see behind us, without facing public property.
And we have a lot of people from different professions. We have some graphic designers that have a street art background that did graffitis when they were younger, and some of them still do, I guess.
Artists celebrate the screening of their graffiti soap on television. A graffiti stand at a business expo drew so much attention.
Now the graffiti wall is an electronic graffiti wall.
Vandalist graffiti can be detrimental to society.
When I see things like this, it makes me scared of actually walking through the area at night.
It's still an issue of concern to state and territory government, local government, police, public transport, utility providers and property owners. According to research by the Australian Institute of Criminology,
the category of criminal damage of which graffiti falls into, the value to Australia is something in the realms of 1.5 billion a year.
Art form is accepted and, you know, artists have legitimate ways to express themselves. Maybe the culture can change where tagging is not so necessary.
Toogie's Bar in Maze, the walls are absolutely covered in tags. For the artists who pop in, it's accepted and also a sign of respect to leave their mark.
Yeah, if these walls could talk, yeah, it would be a long story.
I drop it and break it just to save your ass.
graffiti is considered as one of the most visible of all crime and disorder problems that may occur in a community.
Those low-level disorder that you could define graffiti as also can cause more serious crime as a result.